Hey NL, any tips for making canna butter? I don't partake. Nothing against it. But are we in an era? I guess it depends where you live. 15 years ago, when people were like making their own homemade canna butter, I was like, I get it. It's illegal to buy it. But now, like, you got to be an adult, right? Can't you? Wouldn't you rather just have gains from trade and like go to a dispensary or something? Bought some golden kiwis yesterday. Great suggestion. Much more convenient to eat. Thank you for taking my advice at face value. Golden kiwis going crazy this summer for some reason. White peaches. Oh! Kate, how good are the white peaches? She said they're very good. She's understating it a little bit. I took a bite out of a white peach yesterday. Kate said, "Can I try a bite?" She tried a bite. She said, "Oh my God, do they all taste this good?" I said, "They all taste this good." She took 2 more bites. That is not typical. Usually when my wife wants a bite of something, she's satiated after 1 bite. But this, after she took 3 bites. The fruits do be fruitin'. White peach, so good. entering glizzy overdrive. Tightening grip by 7%. It's so good, man. I'm not gonna make the sound, not for free anyway. Me when I enter glizzy overdrive. Why did he spit on it though? Because it's funny. I didn't realize. I've been realizing this, I guess, over the past month. I thought the internet was like all about debauchery. I'm realizing that for some reason the internet has actually become like more prudish than the average person now. People like liking and favoriting and bookmarking the most heinous shit of all time on Twitter, surfacing it into my algorithmic recommendations. Thanos with like a 35-foot long cock, like getting it sliced off by Trunks' sword, shit like that. And then meanwhile, this dude is making $15,000 doing the Gluck Gluck 9000 NPC stream, and people were like, "I would never." Brother, you're already showing your true colors out there for free. Also, I just realized like I'm diametrically flipped. I guess diametrically means flipped, but I'm diametrically like positioned versus the average person online. How is it that I'm not gonna go down the road, okay? How is it that it's gross to live with the knowledge that your parents have made love, but the idea of freaking your own clone is like appealing to you? I just genuinely don't understand. People were like, whoa, what's wrong with you that you wouldn't frick your clone? I'm like, I'm not attracted to men. And even if I was attracted to men, just being frank, I wouldn't be my first choice, okay? I felt like I was losing my mind. And then I was asking them all these like questions to try to get to I was like doing the Socratic method. I was like, would you F your clone? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, would you let your clone S your D? And they're like, of course. I'm like, would you S your clone's D? And they're like, I got to think about that one. Okay, let's imagine there's no clone, but you have an identical twin. Would you have sex with your identical twin? No, that's gross. That's incest. Oh, but a clone, which is functionally identical to an identical twin, genetically speaking, but if you clone, we're getting into some soma stuff right now. If your clone is not your identical twin, are they just an impression of are they an avatar of your personality? Do they get spit out as an avatar of your personality? Is it from when they take their first breath, they become a distinct person? Because if so, then I think it's basically the same as doing it with your identical twin, which, by the way, I would not do. You know what a clone is? As far as I'm concerned, if I get cloned, I don't have the agency to just be like, hey, clone, bend over, okay? That's its own person from the moment they get spat out of the tube or whatever they're making them in. The Bacta tank. The one that got me, though, was like, and I still haven't teased it apart for myself, okay? I would not let my clone give me a hand job. But obviously, I have done it myself from time to time. Once or twice. So what's the difference? Well, I don't know. It's because when I'm doing it, it's not a man giving me a hand job. I'm not a man, I'm me. If you Xeroxed me, that's a man. But I'm me. But there's something in there. There's like I gotta speak to not that's not a psychiatrist thing. I think I need to actually speak to a philosopher. Do they do that? Can you get like office hours with? Maybe I'll go to Jordan B. Peterson's office. If you're you, suppose. Sorry, I'm not. I can't have that and the Trump impression. Let's not even get started there. You never know. It would be my nightmare if I just popped that out and it was like the best impression I ever did. Did you see the one where it's like, you forgot your password? What's the name of your first pet? I suppose. What is a pet if not something one has agency over? In that case, my first pet would be my body. I definitely would not. First off, I wouldn't assume that my clone would want to do it with me in the first place, because if they're a clone of me, they wouldn't. When I said on Friday, I think I misspoke. What I said on Friday is I don't find myself attractive. I didn't mean for that to sound like I was negging myself. When I look in the mirror, I'm like, this is a decent looking guy, but I am not attracted to me. There's a difference. So like a clone of me has no appeal. You would know all the right spots for you, though? Listen, I'm a simple man. All right, like, it's not hard to derive the right spots. You ever see the fake Cosmo cover that was like 99 ways to please your man, and then it was just like, it just said play with his you know what over and over. I did see someone when I was talking about the clone thing on Twitter, someone said, yeah, but you would know if you F good. And I'm like, am I the most insane person or the only sane person on planet Earth? Some days you're like, I was holding it down. And some days you're like, I owe you one. When you're doing it, whether you brought your A game that day. It's like Parappa the Rapper, Some days you're like right on top of the beat, and then some days he's like, I slammed my penis into a car door. I slammed my penis into the car door. I penis slam into the slam. And then some days you're like, I don't know the rap well enough to finish the bit, but you could imagine how it would go. Still got it? I know! It's crazy, right? I've been doing this for like 12 years. I should be way more washed than this, man. Can I also say, like, least narcissistic streamer on Twitch? It's just me and the damn screen, man. There's no banter in the Discord. There's no I am reacting to this TikTok. Hey, did you see this? Did you see that? What's the deal with airplane food? What about the Trump Star Wars bit? The Trump Star Wars bit is good. The Trump Star Wars bit is good. Listen, I'm sorry to infect you with this, but if I have to live with it, you have to as well. For some reason, while I was shaving last night, it just popped into my head. What if Donald Trump was really into Star Wars? This is an SNL tier bit, and you can take that as a positive or a negative. Chibli, chibli, chibli. Listen, people, a lot of you are calling R2-D2 a droid, particularly the nut job left and Antifa. R2-D2 is not a droid. Listen to me, Chibli. Droid, android, and the Latin prefix of man resembling mankind. C-3PO, a droid resembles a man, or perhaps a very tall woman. R2-D2, Chibli does not resemble a man. He resembles a trash can, which is what Sleepy Joe is turning this country into. I haven't got it fully cooked yet, but it's like there's something in there. There's something in there that if I could do the voice better, it would be perfect. There's something there. First, that's the impression that I get. Never, you can't be mad at them, okay? What was I talking about a second ago? I forgot. Oh, I was gonna say Apollo's like 31 or something like that. He's 32. So he has to pretend to be not old now. I'm 34. We're not the same. So I'm okay being old. Trump talking about Star Wars is a millennial bit. Apollo, despite being a millennial, cannot laugh at a millennial bit because the future of his career on this platform depends on Gen Z. That is why he is playing Valorant. Your clone next door. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Thank you. Among Us, etc., etc. I understand. Although the Trump Star Wars bit is funny, it's a very millennial-coded bit. It feels a lot like maybe 2007 era Saturday Night Live. I just think it's sad. If he was more comfortable with himself, he probably would have laughed like harder than he ever laughed before in his life. But did you like how I got him? When he said he watched a clip of Jerma's best moments from 1 month and it was funnier than his entire career. And then I said, hey, you got some good clips, like that time you said you found an anal receiver, and I said, what did you find? A mirror? And then he said, are you really saying my funniest moment is a joke that you made? And then I said, yeah, but you were streaming at the same time too. Oh man.
It's another anal receiver.
Oh. Did you find a mirror?
Let's go over here.
I'm sorry.
I am way more amused by you laughing at that than the actual joke itself.